The Biden-Harris presidency from 2021 to 2025 is maybe one of the most heavily debated topics in the 21st century. In this video, I will tell you what happened, and then you can decide for yourself about if the Biden-Harris administration was a complete scandal or if it was a great success and many of its problems came from the previous administration. The 2020 election might have been the most anticipated election in modern U.S. history, with a record amount of voter turnout. Joe Biden, the Democratic nominee, defeated the current president and the Republican nominee, Donald J. Trump. With the turnout being record high, people began to be suspicious. Many Trump supporters began to think that the election had been stolen, but when you looked at the numbers, it also seemed a bit off. In this election, there were 159 million votes cast. Meanwhile, in the two past elections, there were only 136.7 million in the 2016 election and 129.1 million votes in the 2012 election. The day of certifying the election, Trump held a speech where he accused the election of being rigged and told his supporters that would forever change history.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. Today we will see whether Republicans stand strong for integrity of our elections, but whether or not they stand strong for our country.
The attack on Congress on January 6th was some of Trump's most loyal supporters who tried to stop the election from going through. Only one person was killed, and that was a policeman. This attack sent shockwaves all throughout the world, and even though the attack was unsuccessful, some Trump supporters kept on claiming that Trump was the real winner. That was really not what Biden and Harris wanted. They had not even taken office yet, and it was already really chaotic. It was really terrifying, and people did not know if it would happen again. Everyone was holding their breath, waiting for Trump to concede, but he didn't. You might now sit there and think this must have been the most chaotic election ever, but no, the 2000 election was way more insane. And please go and watch this video I made about it by clicking this thing up here when you're done with this video. Okay, back to the story. After all of this mess, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris got inaugurated on the 20th of January, 2021, and they went straight to work because that America and the rest of the world was in the middle of a pandemic. Joe Biden passed the bill named the American Rescue Plan Act in March 2021. This bill was designed to relief during the pandemic, and it increased child tax credit, gave direct payments to Americans, expanded unemployment benefits, and gave funding for vaccines. Overall, many people agreed this bill was good and it did help the massively inflated economy. The next bill he introduced was the Infrastructure and Investment Act. It was a bipartisan deal, which gave funding to roads and new bridges being built. And over the course from 2021 to 2023, him and his administration released a lot of bills counteracting the coronavirus. One of Biden's first failures was the chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan. The rapid collapse of the Afghan government let images of people begging to leave the country be seen all over the world. One of his other foreign policy choices was his immense support for Ukraine. Even though many Americans at the start of the war were supporting the decision of giving Ukraine aid as the war kept going, and the American economy was not so good, more and more people began to call for the aid to end. And even though that sentiment was strong, Biden kept on showing his support for Ukraine and kept on sending them money. And now as inflation rose, the American people were beginning to question the Biden administration's ability to handle the economy. And even though he passed lots of stimulus packages, the economy got better, but it was still bad. In the midterm elections, the Democrats lost the House, and Biden's ability to pass bills was weakened a lot. And as you might remember, in February 2023, the Chinese spy balloon came and got shot down. Critics questioned why the U.S. did not respond faster. In early July 2024, Biden's approval ratings began to drop because of the current state of the economy and the many times the debt ceiling had been reached. The approval ratings was dropping fast, and also Biden had began to show signs that maybe he is too old. Lots of clips of him forgetting, falling, and so on begins to really be shown on social media, but Biden keeps on saying that he is fit to rule the country, and he continues. 1st of October 2024 did Israel, which had been at war with the terrorist group Hamas in Gaza for around a year or two, attacks southern Lebanon with the goal of destroying another terrorist group named Hezbollah. Now, Biden is left with two choices: continuing to back Israel or side with Lebanon. Biden ultimately chooses a middle ground in trying to get a peace treaty through. The 27th of November, there is finally a peace treaty between Israel and Lebanon. This is seen as a huge win for the Biden administration, and many people are happy. I have now gone through the entire Biden presidency. If you want this to be a series where I cover every modern presidency, please comment that you want to. And if there are any major events in the Biden presidency I missed, or any U.S. politics related topic, comment it, and I will maybe make a separate video about it. This video took very long, so could you please comment, subscribe, and watch all of my videos? Thanks.